making KRTV a part of your Monday. We begin with a late afternoon arrest in a case stemming from January.
A Great Falls man is charged in the January murder of a man found beaten to death in a North Side residence. Brett Allen McDermott had previously been charged with tampering with evidence in the murder of 60-year-old Bradley Boland. Boland was found dead in his home on January 8th. McDermott called police to alert them that he had discovered Boland, but claimed he was not responsible. Prosecutors say while questioning McDermott later that day, he tampered with evidence, but was not charged with deliberate homicide at that time. Police had responded to Boland's house 5 days earlier, where he accused McDermott with punching him while the two were drinking alcohol. In adding the murder charge, prosecutors say blood evidence points to McDermott being Boland's killer. Bail has been set at $100,000. Meanwhile, last month, Brandon Miesmer drafted a handwritten note to District Judge John Kutzman asking that he be allowed to change his counsel. In court today, Judge Kutzman denied Miesmer's request due to there being no evidence of a breakdown in communication. The hearing went for 3 hours, and part of it being closed due to the defense talking about a conversation that they had with Miesmer. In March, Miesmer pled guilty to deliberate homicide in the shooting death of 26-year-old Codu Bruyere last September. He led law enforcement on a chase and a subsequent manhunt before he was captured days later near Helena. Miesmer also asked the judge if he could change his plea, but Judge Kutzman did not make a decision for the request during today's hearing.
We reported late last week on the penalties imposed on Republican State Representative Art Wittich of Bozeman for violating campaign finance laws, but that judgment includes something else, nearly $16,000 in court costs that Wittich is ordered to pay. District Judge Ray Dayton of Anaconda rendered his full decision Friday in the Wittich case. He fined Wittich $68,200 for accepting illegal corporate campaign contributions in 2010 and other campaign reporting violations. Dayton also said Wittich must pay $15,900 of the state's cost of pursuing the civil case against Wittich. The total judgment against Wittich amounts to $84,152. Wittich told MTN News today that he'll be reviewing the judgment and considering his legal options, including an appeal. A Helena District Court jury in April found that Wittich accepted $15,600 in illegal corporate contributions from several affiliated conservative groups. Wittich has maintained that he paid for any services provided by the groups. The fine is one of the largest in a Montana campaign violation case.
It's been almost a full year since the electronic company Asurion closed up shop in downtown Great Falls. The loss has made an impact on the area and to the city's parking program. According to Great Falls city officials, Asurion's departure created a revenue loss of about $10,000 per month. But the city commission is scheduled to see some new proposals to the parking program that will help chip away at the shortfall. City Planning and Community Development Director Craig Raymond admits the proposals are small.
But, we feel it's a good idea to actually do something tangible at this point so that people can see that we're, taking it seriously and making some progress on the program.
And join us tonight at 10 o'clock as MTN's Cody Proctor takes a look at the proposals the city is considering for downtown parking. Well, Pioneering Log Homes in Victor, Montana is in the home building business.
And recently they showed their versatility by providing a couple a platform to build their own home in a much different style. MTN's Russ Thomas has the story.
It can be tough finding the right place to settle down. For some, it is all about location. Couple Oscar and Olivia found that to be especially true. They knew what they were looking for and they wouldn't compromise.
They were never very successful. The nests always blew away.
This young Osprey couple had settled on a crane in the Bitterroot Valley on the property owned by Pioneer Log Homes. Workers had noticed the Osprey trying to build for a couple of years without success, so they decided to assist by building a platform on the crane.
We put the platform up there in the spring, and then last month noticed that the Osprey were actually building a nest and they were staying.
The fowl pair seemed to be enjoying their new home. Like any new homeowners, the joy of getting settled in makes the hard work much more rewarding.
One of the things that we noticed was that these Osprey were fishing and building their nest and having a good time.
Shortly after the nest was completed, Bob and his crew thought it might be fun to put up a webcam to see just what the Osprey were up to. Well, as it turns out, it's been a big success.
We've had 11,000 views since we put it up at the end of last week.
The video, which was put on their business Facebook page, has drawn interest from all over the country. Last week, Pioneer Homes received a call from CNN in Atlanta asking if their affiliates across the country could air their webcam video, and several stations have called for interviews. Ridgway says he is happy folks are finding their webcam as entertaining as they do.
We sit in the conference room and we watch them when we know when they're hunting, and we can tell when they're up in the nest and what they're doing, and so we're excited to see the eggs and see the eggs hatch.
That's right, Oscar and Olivia are expecting, which is not surprising considering their recent home building success. In Victor, Russ Thomas, MTN News.
In Montana, 64% of adults have at least one chronic disease. The Cascade City County Health Department is holding a workshop to help those with chronic illness. This 6-week course starts on Wednesday and will help participants learn how to manage their disease. They'll cover topics like healthy eating, exercise, pain management, and problem solving. Caregivers of those with a chronic disease are also invited to attend. Organizers say this will also give those dealing with chronic illness a chance to meet people going through the same thing.
And our hope with the class is to get these individuals to come together, to form a community and be able to help each other understand that they are not defined by their chronic illness and that they are in control of it.
Pre-registration is required and space is limited. You can find information about that at KRTV.com. Well, 20,000 Montanans suffer from Alzheimer's, a devastating form of dementia.
MTN's Judy Slate reports today on the longest day of the year. Advocates are hoping to raise awareness.
We used to put our boat in right in here and fish.
Barbara Behrens lost her husband Bill, who suffered from Alzheimer's about 1.5 years ago.
I just saw the changes so slow that I thought he was just getting ornery or something, and actually he was coming down with Alzheimer's.
Bill's struggle is not unique, and it's why these folks are here at Highlight Reservoir, marking the summer solstice, the longest day of the year.
If you're a caregiver out there or if you're living with the illness, every day is the longest day.
These flowers are symbolic in the fight against Alzheimer's. Purple represents those who have lost someone to the disease. Blue represents people who are right now diagnosed with the disease. Orange represents advocates, and yellow represents caregivers.
You look around here, we have businesses, we have friends, we have families, we have residents, we have coworkers, and it's strength by numbers.
This barbecue at Highlight kicks off the countdown to the Alzheimer's Walk in September. Money raised goes to care, support, and research.
You know, there's no treatment, no prevention, and no cure.
Well, I hope more people learn more about it. Sometimes people say sort of cruel things, you know, and so I hope more people get involved and learn about it, and especially younger people.
At Highlight Reservoir, Judy Slate, MTN News.